Hey, playa, if you're about to start a new year at high school, there's a few bad habits that you should avoid doing. Now, there's going to be a lot of peer pressure around you, so I want to help equip you to be ready to handle those moments when you encounter them. For those of you that are new here, my name is Josh, and every single Monday through Friday, I make videos sharing tips, ideas, and stories teaching you how to be your best self. Now, when it comes to bad habits, a lot of times when you encounter moments where people have them, it's not going to seem so bad in the moment. For example, if we take something simple like just walking into class late every single day. In the moment, it might not really seem that bad. So what? You're not really missing much of the lesson. But if you're doing it day after day, your teacher's going to take notice and they're going to start to feel like you don't really take the class seriously. And a simple reason for that could just be that you were hanging out with your friends and talking. Nothing so sinister and evil that's trying to hold you down, just a regular casual thing that ends up leading to a bad habit. Now, one thing you might notice in high school is that people will take the opportunity to smoke if they can, whether it's during school hours, after school hours, whatever it may be. But smoking is not really a good habit to pick up, and a lot of times people in high school pick it up because their friends are doing it, or they're hanging out in a group where everyone's smoking and they just want to fit in. This happens sometimes, especially if you're just starting in high school because, hey, you're new to the program there. You want to be able to fit in with others, so if they're smoking and they're asking you to try it, you feel like, hey, it's not that big of a deal. But smoking is a bad habit to pick up. It's bad for your lungs, it makes everything smell like smoke, and you can get in a lot of trouble if you get caught doing it on the school grounds. So the best thing to do is if you encounter people who are smoking, try to stay distant from them. Don't always be around them when they're smoking, try to hang out in separate areas, and just say no if they offer it to you. For me growing up, a bunch of my high school friends would smoke cigarettes, they'd smoke weed, they would drink, but they would do it privately in their homes, and they would keep it off of school grounds. So I personally think that these aren't habits that you should pick up anyway, but you're free to make your own decisions as long as you keep it away from school. Now, like I mentioned before, going to class late is a bad habit that people tend to pick up if they meet up with their friends early in the morning. Another one that people tend to do is just overall cut class. Maybe you meet up with your friends in the hallway and everyone's having a good time and you just don't want to go to your next class. Well, everyone else is just sitting there hanging out. No one intends to go to class, so you feel kind of drawn to stay there even though you know you probably should head over. I've been in that situation tons of times. If a bunch of my friends had the next period free and they were just going to sit and hang out, I felt so tempted to just sit there with them and tell myself, it's one class, it doesn't really matter. But the problem really is that you do it once, you do it twice, you do it a few times, it ends up becoming a habit. You find it easier and easier to just tell yourself, I'll just cut this one class, it's no big deal. And the main reason why people end up cutting class is just because they want to keep hanging out with their friends. No one cuts class just to say, I'm going to sit here by myself and do my own thing. I know it's going to be super tempting, but this next year of high school is an important one for you. You need to stay focused and you need to know what your priorities are. And hanging out is just not one of them. I know, it sounds so adult and boring like to say, but remember, you're here in high school to succeed, to learn, to grow, to prepare a future for yourself. Hanging out has to come secondary to that. And the next habit that people tend to develop is that they get sucked into a world of drama. He likes her, she likes him, he wants to beat up him, he's going to cut class, he's doing this, she's doing that. All these things are floating around and none of it's productive for you. Now I get it, drama is super juicy. You want to know what's going on with everyone behind the scenes. But once you get sucked into the drama, you tend to become part of the fold, meaning you might end up being someone that spreads rumors, you might fabricate the truth, you might spread lies or get into fights with people, and it's just a whole mess you don't really want to be a part of. It's one thing to find out what's going on with someone behind the scenes, but the moment you start adding in your own judgmental tone and spreading rumors and doing all these different things, you now have fallen victim to the drama. You're no longer in charge of it, it's in charge of you. And in high school, I know it's going to be super hard to do because it's going to be all around you, but do your best to not participate in spreading rumors, don't tell people personal things about others, and don't really get into fights or encourage other people to fight other people. Stay focused, remember what's important. You're there to learn, but you're also there to share positive memories with your friends, not negative ones. Now, I'm not saying you have to be perfect and never make a mistake, but do your best to avoid these bad habits in high school, because I think if you do, you're going to succeed a whole lot more. But now I'm curious to know what you guys think. What are some of the bad habits that you've encountered in high school? Or if you're heading into high school, what are you nervous and worried about? Leave your comments down below and we'll talk about it. On that point, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up. And if you want to learn more about setting positive habits and breaking bad ones, check out the playlist over there on the side where I go more in depth on habit building good ones, and really how to kind of succeed in what you want to do. On that note, guys, I'll catch you tomorrow. As always, love and peace.